call? Yes. It's 2:58 on the 8th of July of 2019. It's a Monday. And I thought we should really bring it back to the reality of what we're working on today. See, Exhibit B, Jack? Yes. July 8th of 2011. There was a petition for an order for protection. Yes. And then a temporary order for protection. Yeah. On July 22nd of 2011, you you set a court hearing 14 days later. Yeah. When I was in jail on Guam. And then there's the sealed report, confidential report, and a motion hearing with Commissioner W. Brent Baisden, both capitalized. Yes. Department number 3. Of course, we have Department 3 in this hearing. Ouch. For some reason, you can't use the public court record. Double departments. Now, considering that was 2011 and it's 2019, yeah. It is 8 years later since my wife first asked you to issue the protection order. Yeah. And then on July 22nd of 2011, yeah. You reissued a temporary protection order. And you set a court hearing, yeah, for August 12th of 2011. Yes. Motion hearing, Commissioner W. Brent Baisden. The same. But you had Department 3. And then there was a declaration of Heidi L. Budnick. Yes. Then we talked about the declaration of Heidi Budnick. You can see that one is the Lee and one is the no Lee. Yep. And then you issued an order for protection on August 12th of 2011, almost 8 years ago. Now it's 3 p.m. On July 8th of 2019, and we're going to look at what the laws say. Now, I know it's summertime. It's mostly cloudy outside in Port Angeles, Washington, approximately 54 degrees. No, 66 degrees. Yes. This hasn't updated. The actual weather hasn't updated. I'm wanting you to remove that. Are you going to do that today? Are you going to remove that protection order that's been used for the last 8 years to keep me from my sons? See, I kind of went through some of the 9As. I sent you an email, and I didn't send it to a lot of people, but I wanted to put a lot of pictures in it this time because for some reason, reading the actual laws is a difficulty for those in law enforcement. See, I'm documenting the subversive form of government, yes, that defrauds public utilities, uses forgery, and receives the pecuniary benefits of the payroll, yes, the bribery, and you've been allowed to keep your jobs for the last 8.5 years. Why are you still employed? As you read the pictures and watch the videos, you can see the laws that are being violated. If you add up the total number of laws that are being violated, yes, it adds up to subversion of the government of the United States of America. See, if it's like 1 or 2 crimes, you couldn't say it's subversion. But when we go through the next 2 hours of, well, not all of the crimes, but it must be 10 to 20 of them. Oh, I'm thinking it's an actual subversion of the constitutional way of the United States of America. Now, let's start with number 1. This is a forgery. Yes. See, it says in testimony thereof, I hereby, something my hand and affix the seal of said county this 31st of July of 2015. Yeah. Now, in 2019, it's going to be 4 years since you refused to enforce forgery laws. This is what the law says. You cannot say it is not materially a false statement when it is a forgery. Now, I asked you to read the attachment ri.pdf. Yes. Perjury in the first degree. A person is guilty of perjury in the first degree if in any official proceeding, he or she makes a materially false statement which he or she knows to be false under an oath required or authorized by law. Now, you cannot say, that a forgery is not a materially false statement of the ex officio superior court clerk because it's not the individual. Now, that is an actual crime. And it's a Class B felony for making a materially false statement because it's not the actual signature of the ex officio superior court clerk. Yes. And it is also a forgery. Now, since it was an actual official judicial proceeding, it would be perjury in the first degree for whomever it was that was the imposter of the ex officio superior court clerk. Yes. Now, I've informed you numerous times that you can't use forgeries to issue court orders. Yes. And for all of those in law enforcement that refuse to enforce forgery laws, you decided to misprison perjury laws. Pooch. That means every police officer can have a Class C felony. We're just getting going today. Class C felony, police officers. Now, this individual known as Heidi Lee Budner, the person that didn't sign the protection order, the individual that did sign numerous court documents involving a dissolution of marriage, and it did involve the issuance of protection orders. For every time that the person was not my actual wife, known as Heidi Lee Budnick, it's a Class B felony. Ouch. And for you that are misprisioning all of the forged court documents, it's Class C felonies. So not only, you cannot have a look-alike, a twin, or a clone appear in court as the actual petitioner, because it's perjury for them to appear in any official proceeding in which they make any statement, because every statement would be false. So all the statements would be false because they are not the actual petitioner. Now, for Judge Porter, when I told you the witness during the July 2012 hearing, was not Heidi Lee Budnick. It was Jill, the scaredy cat, Pooch. It is a materially false statement to say that you are somebody when you're not. That would be a Class B felony, and you, Judge, would get a Class C felony for misprisioning. You're going to prison. Pooch. You understand, Judge Porter? Yes. Now, we've already got the audio and video of each of the court hearings. Isn't that right? Yes. And for every time any person impersonated an actual petitioner, it's perjury in the first degree, because you cannot make any materially false statement, and the major materially false statement is that you're not the fucking